Sup peeps, Ian, sell books on eBay. There I was, just packing up a few orders. It's been a typically busy few days, week, couple of weeks. Pick and pack all day, you know, list, pick, pack, post, it goes on and on. When somebody comes to the door, it's the every delivery driver now. I wasn't expecting anything. But when I was opening up the bag that came in, I remembered that a few weeks ago I was shortlisted for eBay awards, so top 6. Didn't win it, but that wasn't entirely unexpected. Some fantastic sellers out there doing some brilliant things. But I remembered I'd got an email from eBay saying, sorry, you've not been successful this time, you know, try again. The startup award, I'm not quite sure you can keep trying that. But anyway, they had said, please send us your address, which I thought odd, surely they have it, eBay account and all the rest of it, as we'd like to send you a token, a gesture. And that is what has arrived, I think. Took it out of the bag. Whoop, I'll just hit the camera. And there's a lovely green box. It shakes a bit. Now, I haven't opened this up. I have got no idea what is in it. And depending on how I react to this, I may or may not post this video. But let's see. So it's from eBay. It's for being shortlisted in the eBay Awards, which is very nice of them. The first prize would have been much nicer. But let's have a look and see what's in there. What is it? I can't see because the box is in the way. What is it? Oh, it's some knickknacks. A massive thank you for supporting eBay throughout the years. Blah blah blah. And it is, oh, a lovely little cup. I'm guessing some sort of power bank. Yeah, a wee power bank. Lovely. An eBay power bank. Can you go wrong without another power bank? And a lovely little eBay notebook and pen. Blankety blank, blankety blank. That's what it makes me think of. Blankety blank, blankety blank. Blankety blank. So, there you go. If you make it to the top 6 in the eBay Awards, you may not win the £10,000 top prize for your business, but you will get a cup with a lid, a lovely little notebook, a power bank, and obviously throughout the time the nominations were going and the votes were up, it definitely provided a boost to the business. I'm not going to kid on that didn't happen. Sales were up a bit. That was always good. Never going to complain about such things, and it's nice to be recognised regardless of whether or not you win the final thing. To be in the top 6, that was great. It was a bit exciting for a little while, but that's what you get for not first place. Anyway, see, now that I'm here, I'll tell you what's been going on. Aye? No? Aye? Alright, okay. I'll give you a wee update. I've been busy. I've now got 2 shipping containers, just about full of books. The second one's about half full, I'll be honest, but I've got a lot to get listed and in there. I have refilled this little room maybe 5 times with stuff to get listed. Idea was to get everything cleared so that I could finally have somewhere to put my own books. That hasn't happened yet. Stephen King's been pushed to the back of the shelf. Other things have had to be moved away, and I'm just buy them, stack them, list them, store them, get them back, pack them, ship them, go out, buy some more, and on and on and on and on. But it's been quite good. I'm trying to increase my overall store value every day, not just by putting up the prices, because that'd be an easy way to do it, but by adding more and more of the stock which has been selling, and that's what most of this is, stock which has been selling, and I want to get more of it listed and going. I've been putting up a lot more pre-made bundles, simply because I've been buying so much more. I've been able to. So a few interesting bits and pieces getting listed by those, and they're selling as well as they ever did, which is always good. Not so many DVDs recently. I have picked up a few bits and pieces there, but none of the big collection stuff I was getting until quite recently. So slowed down a wee bit on that one, and trying to stick stuff by to make kind of complete sets and bundles for listing as such and getting them shipped out. But there's been a few interesting pickups. I'll see if I can reach it without knocking everything everywhere. Right, now it's not that, although that's actually worth a few quid. Total Chaos, Story of the Stooges, biggie. It's these three. Now, not listed as a bundle, I have listed them individually, but what I have discovered, and I only discovered this when I picked up these books just as normal books, is that there's original cover art and then there's new cover art, and the original cover art is out of print, a wee bit harder to come by, which for some strange reason has ridiculously inflated its value. So the first three books, Sarah J. Maas, so Court of Thorn and Roses, you know the one. They sell really well as a set, they sell quite well individually, just whatever edition you've got, but these ones are apparently worth a wee bit more, so I think it's like kind of 15, 20, 25 pounds each these seem to sell for. So I've listed them round about that kind of value, and we'll see if they actually do. If not, we'll just bring the price down, because I bought them to sell them for like 3-4 quid, so if that's what they end up being worth, it's no loss. But allegedly, and I can only confirm this once they sell, these particular variations on the covers, if you see them, pick them up, because supposedly they're worth a few quid more than just the reissues, I suppose you'd call them. So I'll pop them back up there just now. And there they live. What else has been good? I picked up about 40 Star Wars books just yesterday. Some of them worth a wee bit more than others, but really good for putting together in bundles. So looking forward to see how they go. A load of David Gemmell books, again, all bundled up to see how they go. But other than that, it's been picking up all the usual stuff. I need to find another 2 of the Heather Morris books, and then I can make that into another bundle, which sells really, really well at the moment. These things never last. Aye. Do you know what I mean? It's just loads of books, man. Kind of a wee bitty overwhelming some mornings, I'll be perfectly honest. I keep thinking I need to get somebody in to help me with this, and if somebody could sit down and do all of this whilst I go out and get even more books, that would be fantastic. But I'm not quite at a point where I want to do that financially as much as anything else. But we've picked up some really good collections lately. A whole load of Liz Pichon books. Pichon, what's his name? Tom Gates, you know the ones. In fact, one of the ones I was just packing, 12 of them, heading out, and I don't even know what they sold for. We'll see what they sold for. See if my computer screen can tell me what they sold for. Seller hub. I've got to click a few buttons to find a thing, you know. That's just how it works. You click some buttons, you click some more buttons, and eventually something will tell you the secret of the universe. Oh, there's some more sales going out there just now. What did they all sell for? It's a long way down going through these listings to find these things. $32.99 for 12 books. So that's all right. It's the usual buy 3 get 2 free on that offer. There'll be $3.99 postage in amongst that lot somewhere. But 12 books, $32.99. Kids books, usually £5 for £1, £6 for £1. It's kind of money that'll pay for them. So £2, maybe £3 into that lot for a $32.99 sale. Less fees, less postage, all of that, but still a nice wee one sale. Easy to wrap up in some bubbles, and then they get a bit of card in round them. But I think I've got a perfect size box just for that, and off they'll go to the post office. Nice and straightforward. What's the other fun one that I sold? Yes, one that I'm just in the process of sticking in a box. 20 thriller paperbacks. So a bundle of 20, just random stack, not like fixed titles or anything. Just if you want 20 thrillers, crime thriller books, pay your money and you can have them. And you know, I can't even remember what I'm selling them for. That's how good I am at this. I can't remember a number for longer than a few minutes. $24.99. There you go. 20 books for $24.99, which I think is a good deal. I'm not using it to get rid of dross, because I try not to pick up any dross. It really is just because I've got so much stuff coming through all the time. I've got a few listings like that, 20 random books of a genre, that I've always got 20 books sat there that I can just bundle up, put in a box and ship out. Saves having to list them or do anything else with them that way. And it's all, for the most part, it's just your typical kind of £3-4 books. Somebody is getting a deal in that, and if they're lucky and I've not done my research, could be something even more exciting than that, who knows. So that's the kind of stuff that's been going on. Let's say, making up loads of bundles, bundling up all my school books, because I had hundreds of them. I took the listings down because I wasn't happy with them. I just kept putting up new listings and new listings and new listings. I thought, no, I've got duplicates in there, I've got all sorts, so just take them all down, go through it, process it properly. So I've made up a few, you know, it's all Scottish stuff, so not much use to most people, but you know, higher English revision, past papers, higher maths, National 5, blah, 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 you know, different subjects and the different levels, and trying to price them really as cheap as possible so that people can actually make use of them to advance their education, because education is very important. It's not going to get you a job or do anything like that, but it keeps people off the streets and out of trouble for an extra couple of years rather than them all roaming wild from the age of 16 onwards. So we'll see how that goes. I've just listed them, nothing has sold on them yet, but you know, I'll keep you informed even when I make it back on. I've not been very good at it. Oh, this was interesting. Now, do you remember Woolworths? Yeah, it was a shop. Will I move down? Will I move the camera up? I'll move down. How's that? I don't want to go too far because my knees go crack. Woolworths, a shop from way long ago. I am sitting on a pile of books which is just going to wobble and fall over, but we'll see. If that happens, you'll get a giggle at least. Yeah, Woolworths. And they used to sell cheap DVDs, so they'd stick it in their own box, and it was the Woolworths Worth It range. Oh, like that. You might remember it, recognise it. I've no idea what I'm talking about, but that's the way anyway. I found a couple of these before. I thought, that's a bit different. To most people, probably of a particular age who remembers it, would think, nah, man, that's just cheap. Nobody's going to want that. But then I thought, you know, nostalgia is the thing. So I listed them at, I can't even remember, one of them was definitely Crocodile Dundee, and it sold really quickly for like £5 or £6, which surprised me. So 10 pence each, picking these up for. Now, I'm not saying, oh, these are worth a fortune. Yes, you'll be able to retire if you get a bundle of these. Sorry, that bundle of books is making me really nervous perching on it, so I'm not going to perch on it anymore. Yeah, you're not going to become a millionaire, man. You know what I mean? Don't be daft. But the Crocodile Dundee in the Woolworths Worth It range box sold really quickly. And let's say it was £5 or £6, which was nice for, you know, a couple of quid to post it. £1 in fees, whatever it is, so you're making a couple of quid off a 10p, which you really can't knock. So yesterday's Monday, isn't it? Yesterday, found these two, picked them up with a bundle of other ones. I mean, cracking title as well, Dark Crystal and Labyrinth, classics. Bagged them together, and I'm just going to list them and see what they go for now. They don't come up as that particular format, I don't think, when I searched for them. I did look and I can't remember, it was like hours ago, you know. But yeah, it might be worth keeping an eye out for stuff like that that's got that wee bit of extra kind of nostalgic whatever around it, and it could be that somebody's collecting, who knows. But yeah, so that's a bit of fun. Let's say good movies if nothing else, so we'll be doing a wee bit with them, experimenting and seeing where it's going, which is something I still do. I do now have quite a library in here of what I want to pick up, but at the same time I am still picking up even more of what I have no knowledge about. As long as I'm paying low prices, I'll just keep grabbing it, and some of it's going to get redonated, some of it's going to go round to the community bookstore around the corner, some of it will just get recycled because it turns out to be knackered or absolute guff. But keep picking things up just to learn about them. You know, it's what I've discovered is at the very worst you'll get your money back, and by money back I'm talking 25p, you know, 25, 30 pence for a book. Whatever I can sell it for, as long as I make 25p back, I'm going to get my money back, so it's not going to be a great loss. The amount of effort required to list, pick, pack, store and all do these things to make zero money isn't a good thing, but it's never going to be a loss. It might sit for a while, but it's not going to be a loss. So I have been picking up some different bits and pieces, which has taken me down a few interesting avenues, and I'm just trying to see if I can spot any here to show you, but I think I may have already sent them off to storage. But I'm just going to wander slightly out of shot, just slightly. I was standing there, now I'm going over here to see if I can find what it is I was looking for. Yes, here we have it. Here we have it indeed. Now this, do you recognise it? Let's see if I can get the proportions just right. No, it's not quite working. You'll never believe that's not me. It's not. I know it'd be easy to believe, what with the hair and everything. But Donna Grant seems very popular in the States. Not many UK editions, but I picked up a big stack of these simply because there was a big stack of them. They were in good condition. I thought I'm going to take a punt on that, and within that there's a few different series that she seems to write. So this is Dark Sword. It's a Dark Sword novel. Dangerous Highlander. I don't know what that voice is all about. But we also have Shadow Highlander and Darkest Highlander. So yeah, a big stack of those three different series. So I've listed them up in bundles, and we shall see how they go. So that's the kind of thing that I'm having a look at. Women's fiction. It's selling really, really well. These are historical romance. I'm not sure that's romance. Yeah, maybe something a little bit else. But yeah, there's loads of those, and she does that kind of slightly fantastical romantic stuff. So the Mills and Boon sells well. I've got another big bundle of them listed up at the moment. So when I saw those, I thought, let's give them a shot and see what happens. So when I say I'm experimenting, that's what I mean by experimenting. You know, Highlanders with knee shirts. I'm not a Highlander. I live in Ayrshire, man. From Glasgow, but I live in Ayrshire, so I'm not Highlander. Highlander. If it like wee money. Yeah. So that's what we've been looking at. Not taking huge stupid risks, because cash flow is king, and I don't want it to get all wrapped up in 6,000 Highlander romance books. Of course, they might not sell. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, dibbling and dabbling to see what we can get moving. And at the moment, this very second, I am procrastinating like hell, because I need to get on and list another couple hundred books this afternoon. It's like, I think it's about 5:30. But I've been busy since first thing this morning. I'm not lazy, right? I'd love to be, but I'm not lazy. But then I sat down mid-afternoon-ish and had a wee read at my book. Anthony Ryan, heard of him? Writes fantasy. I was, there we go. Broken Binding. Finally got my subscription to Broken Binding. The sci-fi one, not the fantasy one yet, but it's a start. And because you got that, you suddenly got access to some of their other titles. So I was in having a wee nosy about, going, oh, that's pretty, oh, that's nice, oh, I'd love that. Not buying any of them because, you know, 30 quid for a book by an author I've never heard of, but it's got a pretty cover. That's taking it too far a lot of the time. But there was a book by Anthony Ryan. I thought, that name's vaguely familiar. Never heard of him, but the name's vaguely familiar. And I think I've had some of his books before, you know, turned them over. They're cheap paperbacks, they're nothing spectacular. I just took it as yet another kind of Viking historical fiction type thing. I like some of those books, don't get me wrong. I thoroughly enjoy a good Viking story, but there's a couple of authors that I read, but there's so many out there that I'm not going to get tied up in lots and lots of different ones. But reading through this one, the latest first part of the latest trilogy fantasy series epic adventure thing, Anthony Ryan. That's me paraphrasing, by the way. They're copies, much better than that. I thought, oh, that actually sounds quite, might be my thing. It might be my kind of thing. So I had a wee look to see if I had any of the books currently in stock, and I did. So I took the listing down and started reading it. It's 720 pages or something. It's not a delicate book. Started it on Saturday. So today's Monday, 5:30 on Monday. Started on Saturday, and when I sat down this afternoon, I only had about 100 pages to go. Really enjoyed it. I'm not going to say it's good because that's just my opinion, but it's really entertaining and really enjoyable. And I've just battered through it. So this afternoon I ended up sitting for an hour or so and just finishing it. It was good. Really enjoyed it. It's the first in a trilogy. I think it's his first ever trilogy. So I need to go and find parts 2 and 3 now. When I was in the shop yesterday picking books up, they had 3 Anthony Ryan books. I was like, oh, this is amazing. I've never heard of the guy before, and suddenly they're everywhere. They've probably been everywhere all the time, and I've just not seen them, not regarded them, you know. Just one of those things that I haven't really picked up, apart from one that obviously did, and then I read, which was, God, I can't even remember what the name of the book was, and I finished it like half an hour ago or something. It's Blood Song, that's it, Blood Song, really good, highly recommended, in my opinion. So yeah, but three books they had, and it's parts 1, 2 and 3 of a trilogy. It's something to do with dragons. Now, when I see dragons in fantasy books, I tend to go, it's going to be a wee bit, you know, a bit too much Dungeons and Dragons, Lord of the Rings, which I never enjoyed. Lord of the Rings, that dwarf and elf and all of that stuff, just can't be doing it. It always ends up just being a bit of a flowery soap opera with a few fights thrown in and some really pathetic romance sections. But because this one's been quite good, I think I'll maybe give the dragons a go. But they're all, again, you know, 600-700 pages a pop, so that might take me a week to read the 3 of them. So yeah, that's what I ended up doing this afternoon, finishing that first one, getting slightly excited by the fact that I had a trilogy sitting by the same author that I just picked up yesterday. Fantastic. And yeah, that'll maybe tide me over a wee bit further until George Martin gets the finger out and sorts out the rest of A Song of Ice and Fire. But I've also got Joe Abercrombie and a few others that I'm working my way through that are equally as fun. And of course, the pile that I've had to move because there was no room in the shelf for them, Red Rising series. So I've still only read the first one of that, need to go on with that. So procrastinating, and now I don't even know what I was talking about because I'm just standing here blathering on. I'm doing these videos so infrequently now that when I get a chance to start talking, I can't really stop. What can I say? I'm looking like I'm bundled up really warmly here, and that's because I am. I'm freezing, man. It's the end of September, it's Scotland, and it's bloody cold. It's actually not that cold outside, but oh man, it's getting into my bones. Must be getting old or something. So yes, the heating's on, and yet I'm still all bundled up. Yet when I go outside, I just wear exactly the same stuff and I'm fine. It makes very little sense whatsoever. But now I really am just flapping gums and no idea what I'm talking about. But I've got lots of listening to do, so I'm going to go away and get on with a bit more of that. As I say, sales have been good. It's been the same stuff that keeps going out. There's been nothing crazy, spectacular in amongst all of that. It really has been quite a nice flow of bread and butter, no other way to describe it. I have picked up a few slightly more valuable books. Not really seen any of them just now. but they move slower. Well, they don't move slow, they move at the same pace as everything else, but they're fewer, so therefore they sell less often rather than slow. You know what I'm talking about? I'm talking mince, that's it. Anyway, I just thought I would come on and share. What was it? Oh, aye. Wait, I got a parcel from eBay. There's my thumbnail. And yeah, that's it for now. So, as ever, thanks for watching. I won't say I hope you enjoyed this, because nobody's going to enjoy this kind of mince. But if you have watched this far, well done you. You're brave. Probably quite mad. Cheers. See you later.